Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Thursday. Starting a new series for the channel. We're going to be covering daily fantasy for NFL. And, I do fantasy all the time. I've been doing fantasy, for so long, far more than I have been sports betting. So now I got an opportunity that I can actually show you guys my lineups and help you guys with your lineups for single game showdowns. And and for the Sunday showdowns as well. And we'll be doing a DraftKings and Fanduel lineup for the Jaguars versus Bengals Thursday night showdown. Going to be going over some different lineup options for you guys for each platform here. So go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. I'll be starting to do fantasy now, and I'll be coming out with fantasy videos, and because I've been doing fantasy a lot, and I win all the time, and it's very fun to do. So yeah, we're gonna hop into it. I pretty much only do tournaments in fantasy. It's just really fun. I like doing single entries, then doing the multi-entry ones. And my advice to you, if you don't want to spend too much, especially on a Thursday, on DraftKings and FanDuel, they have 5 and 10 cent lineups. They even have free lineups that pay out too. But I like doing the 5 cent and 10 cent ones that pay out pretty well. So you can make 5, 10 lineups, different options. You just want to have different kind of combinations, because we see it. The person that comes in first place has a guy that you never would have even thought of drafting. That's how it's always going to be. Everyone's going to be on the big dogs, and it's that guy that's low owned that gets that touchdown in that game that you wish you would have had, or maybe you had on one of your lineups and you took out. So do the 5-10 cent lineups, then do the big main slate one, which is going to be $5-10. Get a lineup or two in that and get your best top 2 lineups, and go ahead into the Millie Maker and things like that. So we'll start with the FanDuel, a couple FanDuel lineups here. Just some mock lineups that I have that look pretty solid, that I'll have all these lineups entered in. If it's going to be, you got to think about different kind of outcomes. Is it going to be a passing kind of night? Make a passing kind of lineup. If it's going to be a running back kind of night, running backs are getting all the action, make a running back lineup. Here's a running back heavy lineup for FanDuel. Going to go with Joe Mixon as the MVP, James Robinson. So we got 2 of the running backs for each team that are going to get the bulk of the work. They fall in the end zone, have a nice day, could help you. And then we're going to go with Jamar Chase, Marvin Jones. Take the top 2 take the top option from each squad, from each team as well. And then follow it up with Tyler Boyd, another wide receiver 2 that's going to get work, with T. Higgins going to be out. So I expect Tyler Boyd to get a lot of work on Thursday. And then you want to do an alt running back lineup. So instead of making Joe Mixon your MVP, make James Robinson your MVP to mix it up. And I'm going to make the lineup the same with Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Marvin Jones, and Tyler Boyd. So that way, if you have a running back lineup and James Robinson has a great game, you have him as your MVP, and that's what you want. And then we'll go with a solid one here. Have Joe Burrow as an MVP. I feel like he's going to be a pretty popular MVP here. And I try to pair the top option, top receiving option, which is going to be Jamar Chase, with the quarterback. And then we're going to go Marvin Jones, DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd. So all wide receivers. If it ends up being a really heavy passing night, you get options on both sides of the ball at the receiving end. And then I like to do alternative lineups, all quarterback lineup. We're going to make Trevor Lawrence the MVP. If Lawrence might be low owned and has a great night, we'll pair him with his top option, which will be Marvin Jones. Get Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and then we're able to get DJ Chark or Laviska Shenault in there, whichever one you prefer. And those will be my FanDuel lineups here. Maybe tinker around with some more. But we'll go over to DraftKings here. And you could do a wide receiver lineup as well. Make Jamar Chase your MVP, Marvin Jones your MVP. There's so many different combinations. That's why I love doing the 5 and 10 cent lineups. Any kind of lineup you're thinking of, you can just go ahead and put it on there. It's only 5 cents. If you're putting 5, 10, 15 lineups, the chances of one of them being decent and hitting are pretty high. And you can make up that 5 cents. Move over to DraftKings, where the pricing is definitely different. where you can do defenses on DraftKings and you can't do it on FanDuel. DraftKings, this would be my optimal lineup for DraftKings. Going to go Joe Burrow as the MVP. Going to pair him with his top option, which is going to be Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. We're going to take the Bengals D. They should get definitely get some sacks and a good interception and fumble. And then we're going to take the top option for the Jaguars. It's going to be Marvin Jones. And then very cheap, you're hoping he might get some catches or maybe some rushes. It's going to be Samaje Perine. He's been involved every game. Look, you're not expecting much, but Thursday nights are crazy. It could be where he falls in the end zone and gets you a touchdown. You never know. He's only $800, so it's really, to build the rest of your lineup, Samaje Perine is definitely worth it for $800. Another alternative lineup here, we're going to go Burrow at MVP. We're going to go Tyler Boyd, DJ Chark Jr., Hollister at tight end at 1,000, Trevor Lawrence, and then Chenault Jr. So we got both quarterbacks, both, two options for them. That's just an alt lineup there. And then the last one I'll give you guys on, it's going to be a running back lineup here. We're going to go Joe Mixon as the MVP, Bengals defense. Take the top, or two, not the top, it's just what I could fit in, but two options for each team. We're going to go with Chark Jr. and Jamar Chase, James Robinson. So we got both of the bell cow running backs for each team here. And then Samaje Perine, maybe if he ends up scoring here, you have both running backs. You kind of just got to mix your cards and mix it around. That's what's fun about DFS. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. And maybe take your top two lineups, put them in a big money lineup. But yeah, do the 5-10 cent lineups. It makes watching a game, the Jags and Bengals, nobody's really excited about that game. But having multiple entries that don't cost you much, if you spent 50 cents on the night, that's a lot of lineups that you could have with potential to end up coming in first in a tournament setting. So yeah, these are going to be all kind of lineups that I have already entered in the 5 and 10 cent lineups, which I usually do on Thursdays and Mondays. So yeah, these are my lineups. Good luck with you guys and your lineups on Thursday. Stay tuned for this weekend's fantasy, as I will be covering the Sunday main slate. I'll be giving my lineup and some of my favorite options on Sunday. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.